Continuing on. My damn phone storage completely filled up. 1 minute video shut off. So, the small cycle and big cycle. The entire cycle exists in Genesis. Just a single book of Genesis. The whole fucking process is right there. Okay. Now so that's a small. Okay. The whole entire Old Testament is a complete cycle. One full complete cycle. The New Testament, the whole New Testament, one full complete cycle. Okay. Revelations in itself, one full complete cycle. And I could go on. I wouldn't be afraid to say that the first book in the New Testament is a complete cycle, or that the first 3 books makes up a complete cycle. I think the first 3 books tell the same story with all different details. But I assure you, it's there time and time again. Job in the Old Testament, the story of Job, that's one complete cycle in itself. So every book is probably a complete cycle, to be honest with you. It's always there. Like I say, life, it's always there. And Adam, you look at it under a microscope, looks like the universe. Okay? So it's always there. The truth is always there. It's on a very, very tiny scales and very, very big scales. Each individual letter holds the truth in it. Okay? The entire existence of life. And it's perfect and it is imperfect. Just as each one of us are. So, my videos are the same way. Go back and listen to the very first video I made, the one that's in the dark. That's probably a very wholesome video in itself, right there. Then the whole first series. So, if you look at all my videos, the one that says the New World, that is the New Testament. That is a new series. Everything before that, Old Testament. Very dark, all the way up until my testimonial there. I had a dark confession and testimonial about evil and corruption I carried around with me my whole life. All right. Well, since we got cut off on the last one, I guess I'll try to fit it all in this one. Hopefully, don't get fucking cut off again. My phone might be telling me how much time I have. I might have 39 minutes and 30 seconds worth. I'm not sure if that's what that is or not. But so I want to make that clear. You can take bits and pieces from the Bible, but my God, I don't recommend that. I recommend reading the whole fucking thing. I recommend watching every single one of my videos. Okay? Because that will train your mind. Everybody's mind is so goddamn short spanned these days because Facebook and TikTok and everything's so goddamn fast and small. I understand that it was a good thing because everything used to be long and drawn out. Okay? And slow. Now everything's so goddamn fast, though. There's no stability in nothing. So you got to be able to do both. You got to be able to do the damn short stroke and long stroke, okay? Just a tip, and sometimes the whole goddamn thing. You want to get in there fucking deep, all right? And sometimes slow, making love, and sometimes goddamn hard and fast fucking. So, goddamn, I like goddamn bend her up and twist her up and all sorts of different positions and stuff. Lots of different stuff in there. You got to take it all, man. It's all life. All of it's part of life. It's all good. I guess it depends on how. That depends on you and what's good for you. Everybody's got their own little kinks and twists and stuff. Some people aren't very flexible and kinky, and they ain't like that. All right. Some are. Just like trees. Some grow big, tall, and straight, and just straight branches and stuff, and some just bend and twist all over the place. Anyways, let's get into the 4th LSD trip experience vision. Had a vision. A beautiful, incredible vision, man. It was magnificent. So I took LSD, and I'll tell you what I was searching for. The same thing that I always was searching for is love. I could say love, but I actually asked myself a specific question as to how I could reconnect with Timber, my ex. So I asked myself that, and I laid there, and as the LSD kicked in, I just allowed it to bring the answers to me because that's how it works. You do not control yourself with this drug. You do not control the drug. It just completely opens you up to your nature, who you are, and it brings godly, masculine knowledge and stuff into you, but also opens up your heart and your feminine side and everything, buddy, to the divine world and the divine God. Um, So I was laying there. I actually curled up I was curled up on the couch because I was like, I don't know if I should have done this or not when I first took it. But I was like, oh well, it's too fucking late now. Here we go, baby. So I was kind of laid there curled up on the couch, and I think I stayed like that for a good portion of the night. Okay. But as I was laying there, I asked that question, like, what do I have to do to connect with her? And I had this vision, or it was like I zoomed out. So it was inside of me, but it was almost like I zoomed out from Earth. So it's kind of inside and outside almost, because that's how it works. It connects you with you. Yourself connects with you. God's in you, inside of you, and outside of you. It's everything, absolutely everything. So it was a little bit of both. I zoomed out and I looked down upon Earth, and it was beautiful, and it was rotating, and it was round. It wasn't a flat fucking surface. It was round. Okay. Um, and then I looked upon it for a bit, and then I flew and I zoomed out even further. And as I did, the Earth disappeared into this hologram of a man inside of his chest here, or yeah, somewhere right in here. Okay, so spiritually, in the spiritual body, if you get into spiritual like knowledge and stuff, people talk about this. This is your heart center. Okay. Um, right there with your heart, right? Pretty close there, or about the same place. Um, and this man, this hologram, it started off as a hologram. The Earth kind of disappeared inside of it, and it became solid, like a solid figure. I don't remember what color. It was almost like a bluish. I want to say a bluish color, like bluish gray, grayish type. Um, which is kind of funny to me now because people talk about aliens and stuff. They talk about blues and grays and stuff. So, I believe in all that stuff. I would love to, I don't know, contact or something. I don't know. I think that stuff's cool. I think they're here to help us and love us and help us grow as humanity. And of course, I'm sure there's dark and evil out there just as much as there is here. So, um, So yeah, and I did not look on the face. So what I realized was that this was God, and I also knew that this was me that I was looking at. I was looking at myself, and I was looking at God, and God has got the world inside of him, and it's like the overall protector of it, provides a protected, safe environment around it. Um, and so that was my vision, and I don't remember exactly what happened after that. I don't even remember zooming and coming back in exactly. I just remember that. And I kind of looked. The angle I was looking at was like from the back side or something, maybe from the side. I can't remember exactly, but I could not see the face. And that's there's this thing that runs through my head. It says it comes from a movie, but it's he who has forgotten his father has forgotten himself, or something like that, something along those lines. Okay, so it's like I've forgotten the face of my father, is what it is. I forget the damn name of that movie. It's a really good movie. The Dark Tower, maybe? I think The Dark Tower. Great movie. I love it. It is spoke to me. God spoke to me through that movie. Lots of movies. So the rest of that night, that was my vision. That was the details. I mean, like I say, most of those details are for me personally. That was dark. That was a dark night, dark trip. I don't remember a lot of the rest. After that one, I also remember, maybe it was that one. I said after the third one that I learned to just kind of accept and wait on timber. I don't know. I think it was after the fourth one that I did that. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what happened after though. It was an incredible experience after that one as well. So the first time I took LSD, I had this incredible revelation and the skies opened up and stuff. The weather had an extremely strong effect on me for months after that. After the first experience, after just the whole experience with LSD. The weather, food, drinks, everything. I could feel everything and how it affected me. It affected me. Like if the weather was sad and rainy or cloudy, gloomy, I was that way, buddy. And if the sun was out, buddy, I was fucking, I felt good and bright and connected to God and life. Okay. And drinking coffee. Coffee would make me feel bad. And man, I'd take a drink and instantly, I could feel it instantly. The negative effects it had on me. And foods and just everything, buddy. I'm telling you, it really, really blows you open. Makes you sensitive to life and God. So, I remember stayed up all night that night. The effects kind of wore off. I remember actually I enjoyed a cup of coffee, because I do enjoy coffee. So once I get myself healed and wholesome, I'm going to have coffee again, buddy. I love coffee. Coffee is beautiful and wonderful. I call coffee, it's a drug of Christ. Christ would endorse coffee. Everybody's been bringing people together for generations now, and LSD is a Christ drug, okay? Weed, I think weed has been a Christ drug. It brings people together in love. I think it's more on the feminine side, though. I think it lacks some of the masculine, maybe. It depends. It depends on how it's grown, where it comes from, everything. All that stuff determines what kind of drug it turns out to be. Okay, so this is why you should know where you're getting your shit from if you're doing anything, and how it's grown and what it's grown with. You should be educated on that shit, because it affects you and who you are. Determines what kind of person you are. So I kind of cleared up, enjoyed my coffee, and I just had a beautiful morning with myself there. I kind of remember feeling like just some very old-timey woman who had been through fucking hell and back, and but she's old and she accepts life perfectly, and she loves her life and what she has, and even though I have a trailer, and to a lot of people it looks like shit, but to me it's goddamn beautiful. Because I've learned to appreciate the dark sides of life as much as the light, beautiful sides of life. So the dark, ugly sides of life add character and perspective and stuff to life. Without darkness, nothing would exist without darkness. It'd be pure light and there'd be nothing. It's just like having pure darkness, You got to have a mixture of the two. So, my dad had a funeral to go to. Didn't have a funeral I had to go to. It was actually a guy that I didn't know well, but it's a brother of a guy that I did know well. So Alfred Brown, I know him well, and it was his brother. Got killed. Well, he was out in the woods and cutting a tree, and something happened, and it like bashed in his head. A tree come back and hit him in the head. It was bad. It was a bad situation. I went to that funeral, and God led me there. So I hadn't. Me and my dad took time apart for about a year, where we got in a fight and went separate ways. Okay. I turned away from God. I turned away from my father and God, for the woman that I loved. So I gave in to temptation to the woman that I loved, which was really and truly my own fleshly desire. It wasn't even her; it was me. I'd done that. But me and my dad had recently reconnected, and then I just, after taking LSD that time, I called him up, see if he was going to the funeral, because I knew about it, and I asked if I could ride up with him, okay? So LSD twice. The reconnection with my father was because I took LSD the first time, I think. Or I don't remember which time it was, actually. After I come off of it, one of the times I took it, one of the first three, I called my father up. I just I don't know, I just had the courage, and I was healthy, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to call my dad. And I called him, and we talked, and invited him up to come and sit around the fire and have some beer. And that was our first reconnection after a year, of not talking or nothing. And so So I was good. Him and my stepmom come up. And then after that last time I taken LSD, I called him and I rode up to the funeral with him, and I met. That's where a lot of my journey began of meeting all these new people, man. Because I went to the funeral and I met a man up there who I now have great spiritual talks with, and I really want to bring him down here and have a conversation with him, with y'all on the video, about if he'll do it. I believe he will. I really hope he will. Bill Yarnell, I've talked about him on Facebook. He's an incredible man. I love him. He thinks a lot of me. We think a lot of each other. He's got a great, wonderful family. Comes from a Christian background where he experienced traumas from the Christianity and that religion and everything. So I would love to get him on here talking about that stuff. What else? Where was it going? So I was at the funeral and I met him there. Took some time. That was just me meeting him. I was like, okay, well, hey, and I didn't even really talk. Him and Dad talked up there and stuff, and I ended up just selling him firewood. I actually really got connected with him through Autumn Wooling. I talked about her in one of my previous videos. She's an older woman. She was trying to set me up with his daughter, kind of, and me and his daughter, and Autumn Wooling all went out to an event one day, and me and her I like her. She's a great girl, but just I was traumatized this time. I had a lot of healing to do and stuff, and it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. We come and we tried talking and spent some time here, but we just didn't connect real well. I mean, we do in a friendship type of way. I mean, I like her as a friend, but I guess not. It just wasn't there, right? So this is how damn life works, man. God will connect you with people in some of the strangest ways, man. So I'd been delivering wood to him, but I never knew his daughter or his wife or his son or his family. And now we got to talking because of that. Me and him actually connected because me and her went out and that stuff. Me and him connected and got to talk a little bit, and then me and him really connected well. And I have floated the river with them. We went caving. Me, him, and his daughter. We've been caving. I went down and done. Him and his wife, they do martial arts, so I done some of that for a couple months with them. And I just have wonderful, incredible conversations with him. I love it. So he's been a big part of my journey and stuff here. And so that was it in a way. That last time of taking LSD, that was another kind of revelation period for me because I finished that journey and I entered into a new journey of literally going out and meeting people and having life experiences outside of me. So that completely blew me up open on the inside and allowed me to connect on the outside with people, to grow on the outside. Okay, this is how all this stuff works. You have to open yourself up on the inside to connect with the outside world. If you can't open your heart and your mind up, if you can't expand, and there's lots of people that don't, and they live very, very simple, small lifestyles. They don't get out and connect to the big world, don't have lots of people. They might have a few small, deep connections. Some of them might just fucking live by themselves or something. Okay, and just because you live by yourself doesn't mean that you can't have an open mind or an open heart. Some people can live by themselves or have very few friends and be completely open to the world and understanding and everything, have their own way of connecting to it. So I know people like this as well. So like I say, just because people live up in these hollers and stuff doesn't mean they're simple-minded, ignorant fucking people that's closed off from love, from the aspect of love. They might not understand the world out there and here, but in here, they got it all. They got it all. And in a way, they do in here too, because they understand that no matter how much you know, you can't fucking know it all. So it doesn't matter if you choose to know, to learn and develop yourself on a small, simple little life or on a big life. It doesn't matter. There's no difference. All right, we're running up on 20 minutes here. So that was pretty good there. That was really good. I like that. I think we're going to stop it. There was 4 videos, so we transitioned from 3 to 4 right there. And I just packaged up some meat in the freezer, and it was just in my heart. I made 1 packet of it just turned out right. I helped my dad work up some meat yesterday, and I just grabbed a handful of steaks and threw in a bag and brought it up here. And this is how well I'm connected with God and intuitive. I got a vacuum sealer. I pulled out, I don't know how many bags it was. I went ahead and cut all my bags and got them ready before I put any meat in it. I didn't count my meat, my steaks, how many I had. I didn't do none of that shit. I just done what felt right. And it worked out perfectly. So the first bag that I filled, they were kind of smaller steaks, and I wanted to do 4 in each bag because my grandpa said he wanted 4, and so I was like, okay, that's my grandpa was confident about that, and that's not normal, so that stuck with me. I was like, 4 is my number. All right. So, and I need to take this to TikTok because that's where I talk about my numbers and shit like that. The very first bag I put 4 in, but they were kind of small. I was like, it ain't feeling right. So I set that one over, and then the next one I done, the steaks got bigger. They had big steaks. So 4 worked out great all the way through until the end. The very last one I done, instead of doing, I ended up putting 5 in the first one because they were smaller, and it just fit and worked out right. The very last one I done, I only had 3. I had 3 left there. And so I just left 3. And when I put them in the freezer, I put the 3 on top, and then we have all the 4s, and then 5 is the last one. So we're transitioning from 3 into 4 right now. I'm not going to eat the meat till I'm done with my diet, but I'm in a transition here from 3 to 4. Okay, and then we'll go through that 4 period, and then we'll get to 5 whenever the fuck I get there. I don't know when I get there. Okay, that's life. You don't. No reason to even try to know these things. You got to learn to enjoy the journey. Enjoy every single moment as you go, and you just get there when you get there, okay? It's kind of like death. You don't know when the fuck it's coming, but it's coming, and there's no need to be afraid of it. It's actually a rebirthing process into a beautiful new place, okay? So you just get there when you get there, all right? I had people recently come tell me that Gene Beard passed away, and one of his family members told me that he come to them in a dream, and he didn't have much to say. He just said that his death wasn't much pain or anything involved in his death. It was pretty well painless, and it's beautiful here. She said that he told her it was beautiful here. Okay, so that was a very, very godly man. He was a very loving. Had a heart of Christ, and understanding of God and knowledge, and just incredibly big, open, well-connected man. So I can help you heal. I can help you heal yourself. Follow me, keep up with me. The last video was a little shorter. This one's a little longer, so I think they're balancing one another out here. All right. Everything works out just right. I don't know. I start and stop when it feels right to me. Okay, so if you don't like, I don't know. You start and stop when it feels right to you. If you're with me, awesome. You're supposed to be with me. If you're not, then you're not ready to hear what I have to say. Okay, so or it's not. It doesn't apply to those people for whatever reason. That was a lot, man. That was a lot. It'll take me a few days just to even get these videos uploaded. Keep shitting myself here, don't I? Second time I've done that. You get it all, buddy, right? You get it all in life, huh? No need to hide the truth. Y'all's lucky I ain't walking around naked. See, that's what I'm getting down to. When very first time I connected to God, we'll finish up with this. I hope we'll finish up with this. I walked around naked, man, in my house all the time. And my Timber moved in with me, and she walked around naked with me. And I was like, because I was down to the bare naked truth of myself and of life. What a shame to nothing. I mean, and so I'm kind of getting back to that now. I'm starting to walk around naked a lot. I didn't ever used to wear boxers in my life, but I just started wearing boxers. I started doing that over the last year, and that was a very good thing. That helped me break away from masturbating and stuff like that. Kind of put a little barrier between me and them down there, sleeping and stuff. But the fact that I'm able to get back to myself, being naked with myself and walking around and being innocently naked. You know, the bare, naked, innocent truth, just like a little, beautiful little baby. Okay, a beautiful little baby with a bigger, hairier face and pecker. All right, so it's pretty nice too. It's pretty nice time. I'm above average everywhere you can't see. uh, Y'all fucking take care. Be good. I hope you're enjoying it. I love you.